right, so for this one, I actually jumped ahead a little bit and I modified my constructor that I'm working with to take in all the values we have so far. So name, nickname, ID, level, in type 1, in type 2, and then base stats, not current stats though. Then I modified my constructor. Now I'm actually using it to assign those values here. Except for type 1, type 2. These I still have hard-coded because we haven't gotten to the point where we can actually use that yet, which we'll fix in a minute. And then my in-game manager.cvp, I added a include for types and stats. And then I'm using that as my constructor now. Does the same thing, but it just takes up a little less space, and we're using what we have so far. The issue is if we create a different kind of Pokemon, let's say we change this to Charmander, right? And I change this to fire. I click run. It's still going to have Charmander as electric. So we don't have the type because we can't pass in the in type there because type is a class. So what do we do? How do we fix that? Well, we're going to have to modify our set type, right? Where we use type 1, that's set type. Where we go in here, let's look at type, set type here. So we need to modify this because all we're doing is setting the enum. We're not creating or passing in or whatever our actual types. So we need to modify this. So what we need to do is we actually need to create new set types and get types. First, before we do that, actually, let's take this type here where we're just setting the element type, not the actual class type. Let's right click this and rename. And change this to set element type. Then click apply. It'll change every instance where we had that in these different lines to set element type. I'll change this one right here as well. Get element type. And change that as well. So now we can create new ones that will get the actual type itself and set the actual type itself. Well, if you look at our UML diagram, our Pokemon has type, right? Get type 1, get type 2, and they have their type 1, type 2. However, our type has children that inherit from it. So really, this isn't type. This is fire type or electric type or whatever. So how do we access that? How do we create that? Well, we're going to have to do that inside of Pokemon.cpp. So here where we have void Pokemon set type, we need to modify these so we can actually get a inherited type like bug type or dark type. In Pokemon.cpp, we have set type 1 where we access the type here and set the variable. Really what we want to do is we want to create a new type. So let's do that. So I'm going to go to Pokemon.h and I'm going to make a new private function. So I'm going to go under private here. It's going to pass back type. And it's going to be create type, parentheses, and it's going to take in a parameter of element type. In type. There. So we're going to take the element type that we pass in. So when we call this here, like fire or electric or whatever, we want it to find the correct type and then return that. So let's go ahead and create our definition. And what do we do with this? How do we do this? So we're going to need to do a bunch of checks. Like we need to check to say, hey, if element type is fire, return fire. If element type is electric, return electric, so on and so forth. Well, this is where our handy dandy switch statement comes into play. So we've seen an instance of this already where we have the get type of string where we have a switch statement. We pass in the type, and then based on the type, we return something. So let's use that, right? I'm actually going to just copy and paste this whole thing. I'm going to types.h. I'm going to grab all this get type of string stuff. I'm going to copy this, then go in here and paste. We got some changes we got to make though. So we're going to have the switch statement work based off of in type. And so if we pass in normal, we want to return, not a string, we want to return normal type. That's it. So basically, in case normal type, we want to return normal type, and we call the constructor for normal type. It sets those values for us. We need to do that for all of these. How can we do that easily or quickly? Well, if you hold on your keyboard Alt and then press Shift, then press the down arrow, you can create a cursor that goes over multiple lines. I'm going to hit the end button to go to the end of each line, and I'm going to just delete. So I get there, and I'll just do type, parentheses, semicolon, break, semicolon. It's going to throw errors for a minute. That's fine. We just go through and delete these quotation marks that are here. And I just need to fix this last one right here. There we go. Now we have to have a default. So what do we return if none of these are true? We're going to return unknown type. Now I can delete this last type that's right here. And boom, we now have the ability to create a specific type based on what we pass into it. Now we just need to use it. Now we could modify our set type here to do that, where we'll reach into our element type and change the type. And I actually think that probably is the best place to do it. So here, instead of set type 1, I'm going to delete this. I'll do type 1 equals create type, parentheses, in type. Semicolon at the end. And now, because this is doing a little bit more than just setting a straight value, I'm going to make this its own line, its own setup right here. So we're saying when we call set type 1, which we don't do anywhere yet actually, but when we call set type 1, we want to create a type. So it'll call this, and that's our type for us. We want to do the same thing for type 2. So copy and paste. So now inside of our constructor, we can, instead of just creating an electric type right there outright, we can do instead create type, and we pass in the in type 1. And then do the same thing here for type 2. And if we did this right, then nothing should change. It should just work the same. If I go back to my game manager, I instead made Charmander type fire. We'll click run. It shows fire. If I change this to Eevee, type normal, it works. So now we can create Pokemon and set the different types. So that was an instance where we used a switch statement to create different things. And just so you know, this is not the most memory efficient way of handling this. This creates multiple types. It's actually kind of inefficient because when we call a constructor, we actually create a type anyways, and then we replace it. It can get a little, if you're making like a ton of these at one time, you might get some performance issues. So there's a more efficient way of handling this, but that's beyond the scope of what we're doing here. Looking just to solve some problems by just working through the overall architecture. as always, I go back to my UML diagram and I need to add in a function for create type. Private create type. That way I have that in my UML diagram. That's it for this one. Thanks.